Hi, I'm internet sensation Richard Wiseman and you're watching Wiseman Goes Wild. So today, what we're going to do, we're going to cook a Philadelphia blue cheese steak sandwich using normal house irons as hot plates. So what we're going to start off with, we're going to fry some onions and some peppers in some foil on a bottom plate once the irons have heated up. Then we're going to take a steak. We're going to wrap the steak in foil to keep it protected, and then we're going to put it on the bottom iron and then put an iron on top and let that then cook through. Once that's completed, we'll combine the steak, the onions and peppers, and maybe a few herbs we might kind of forage around, also with the blue cheese. We'll put them together in a sandwich, again wrap up in foil and put back on the hot plate iron on the bottom, put the one on top, and we'll let it cook. Right, so I'm just off to get some steak. I'm thinking a nice bit of fillet, so let's go and get some. Hello my lovelies. Right-ho, I've got my steaks. Let's get back to the campsite and let's get them cooked. So I'm looking for some herbs to go with the steak. This area seemed suitably wild, so let's have a look, see what I can find. Right-ho, I found some mint, that'll go perfectly with the steak. Wiseman Goes Wild is filmed in front of a live studio audience. So we're going to start chopping up the onion and the pepper. Nice thin slices to make sure it cooks properly. Half an onion should be enough. Again. There we are, all nicely done. Get the tin foil. Right, just going to wrap the onions and the peppers up. Nice good sprinkling of olive oil. Get that wrapped up, nice and small into a nice package. So what we'll do now, we'll get the irons on, put that air, get them cooked, and we'll prepare the steak. So here are the tools of the trade. They're 2 irons, £4 each from Argos, so I haven't broken the bank. We're going to take one iron, put it upside down, slot it in place, and all we have to do is then press the other iron down on top and let it cook through. Right, so I've built a little stand for the iron. As you can see, it's sort of sitting there. It's nice and stable. So we'll get that heated up and then put the other one on top. Let's leave it. I'll have a sip of beer. So now we've got both irons on. The veg is cooking away. So let's get on and prepare the steak. Remember kids, it's always important to wash your hands before eating raw meat. So those are the herbs I found earlier, a bit of wild mint. I'm going to chop those up with a bit of salt and pepper, and that's going to be used to season the steak. I want a steak which is going to be about the size of the iron. There we are, we'll just put that on there and we'll get the salt and pepper on top. This is the slowest salt and pepper thing ever. You need plenty of this. You might want to speed this up because this is going to take a while. I've always found steak benefits from a lot of salt seasoning, really adds to the flavour. And Roger's Special Aromat. Put some herbs on. That was the mint I found earlier on. Turn that over and do the same on the other side. Right ho, that's the steak seasoned. We've got oil on both sides, as you can see it's nice and sort of seasoned there, maybe a bit more there. It's about the size of an iron, so we're going to wrap it up nice and tight and then check the vegetables and get this on. Right, there's the meat wrapped up, let's check the veg. Yes, come on! I could probably do with an extra couple of minutes actually. Yep, those are nicely cooked. Right, let's get the steak on. It's all. When cooking steak, it's always important to find the right settings. I chose linen. So we've got a nice firm press on that. We'll leave that for a couple of minutes. You can actually smell the cake. The cake? You can actually smell the steak. If you take a closer look here, what you'll see is that's properly cooking. You can see all the sizzling going on there, and the steak juices are actually spitting out onto the iron. So that's showing that's cooking quite nicely. Righto, I reckon that's probably about cooked. Let's have a little look. Let's take a little look. Okay, it's looking quite nicely done. We'll get inside. Have a look. Yeah. A little bit red still inside. Well flavoured. Perfect. Let's assemble the sandwich. So, as I said, my homemade bread. We'll find something about the same size as their meat. Yeah, that ought to do it quite nicely. So, again, put that on there. Put that on top. We'll get some of the veg. Put that on top like that. Just a bit of cheese. Another slice of bread on top. And let's get that wrapped up. So what the grill should now do, that should toast the bread quite nicely and melt the cheese and keep everything warm through.
You're done wrong.
I'm going to keep hold of it for a few minutes just to allow it to cook. I don't know if you can hear it, you can hear the steam. Listen to that. Oh, there we are. That's cooking, and that's the steak coming through. Another little look. The bread is cooking, but it also seems to be getting rather wet. I might just
It's gone a bit soggy.
I might just cook it directly on it. Yeah. Let's get it plated up. Right, off the grill. Right. Let's get this cut open. And there we are. One Philadelphia cheese, blue cheese and steak sandwich, cooked on 2 irons. Woo! Job done. Yay. So let's tuck in and see how it tastes. Cheese, steak, bread, onions, pepper. That's just bloody lovely. Next time you're out in the field, why not give it a go yourself? You've been watching Wiseman Goes Wild. Thanks for watching. Join me next time when I'll be cooking a cake in a Dutch oven. Till next time, stay wild. Until then, I'm going to take a little comfort break. Thanks for watching. You've been watching Wiseman Goes Wild. Join me next time where we cook. What the fuck?
It's too fucking hot.
Roger, your pepper mill is shit.
I heard that.
Hi, I'm internet sensation Richard Wiseman and you're watching Wiseman Goes Wild. So, I've had a letter from one of my avid watchers, Liz Prim from Hawley. Dear Wiseman Goes Wild, do you think you can cook an egg on an iron? I don't know, Liz, but let's find out. So, in order to answer Liz Prim from Hawley's question, I've made a little tinfoil boat. I'm going to put some oil in, then we'll cook the egg. And we'll leave that beauty for a few minutes. Yeah, it's cooking, look.
Yeah, it's going white.
So, Liz Prin of Hawley, Surrey, RH6, in answer to your question, yes, you can cook an egg on an iron. Actually, there you go, Liz.
Thank you, Richard
You're very
Wiseman
welcome.
of Wiseman Goes Wild fame. You're my hero.
Yes, yes, I am.
Call the thumbs.
As you can see, that's the end. You've been watching Wiseman Goes Wild. Join me next time when I'll be cooking a cake in a Dutch oven. Till next time, stay wild.